Hey, Dave, Bob Staggenborg, co-host of the Nature Guys podcast. Hey, it was really great meeting you in person at the Cincinnati Podcasters meeting. Great that you could come down and share information with us. I think a lot of people got a lot out of it. As I said at the meeting, you really helped me with just a half hour of consulting 2 years ago. And that was a few months before I launched our podcast, Nature Guys. I spent about 2 months listening to all the podcasts out there about how to podcast, and of course yours was at the top of the list. I learned a tremendous amount, but I had some specific questions about my podcast. So I noticed you had a consulting option, and I opted for a 30-minute call. You answered all my questions. I had them organized, ready to go, and we went through them all very quickly. It saved me a ton of time and a ton of money. I'll give your listeners one quick example, and that was using the Zoom H6. You recommended it, and it's turned out to be a perfect solution for my podcasting situation. The Nature Guys podcast is outside as often as possible, and the Zoom H6 is a perfect recorder for us to use both in the field and, as you told me, also we could use it in our home studio. I didn't need a mixer. I was excited, let me tell you, because I didn't really want to learn the tech on running both a mixer and a recorder, switching back and forth. The Zoom has been perfect for both applications. Dave can get you way down the road in a short amount of time. We launched our podcast a year and a half ago. We just put out episode 77. If your listeners are interested, they can check us out in all the usual places and at our website, natureguys.org. And you may have guessed, one of my questions was about our website. Dave helped me big time. We went with WordPress. Never sorry about that. But your specific situation may be different, so call Dave and schedule that in. I don't think you'll be sorry. If you want to listen to our podcast, Nature Guys, it connects you to the exciting natural world right in your own neighborhood. We cover everything from mammals like raccoons down to oak trees, down to small plants, and everything in between. You can check us out, as I said, at natureguys.org. My podcast co-host was a professional naturalist for over 40 years, and if some of your listeners are old enough to remember Car Talk, and if they're not, it's actually still a podcast that you can get on iTunes and other places, I'm sure. Tom and Ray were the kind of fun-loving guys with cars that got you really involved, and you listened even if you didn't care about cars. Well, we hope you'll care about nature, but we hope you'll listen to us because we are the click and clack of nature. And I would venture to say that Dave Jackson is both the click and the clack of how to podcast. So if you need an expert to help you out, spend a little money, spend a little time. You won't be sorry going with Dave. Thanks, Dave, for helping us connect people to the natural world. Take care.